It'll go away here soon. You're going to have to refresh it. Okay, let's try that again. Hi, my name is Marion. Along with running around after the 3-year-old today, the technology is not going to be my friend also. So if you were here just a minute ago, you'll notice that it was paused. And so I had to actually stop that live, fix my Wi-Fi, and start back up again. So thank you for coming back. It looks like some of you are coming back. You figured out that I had to jump off and jump back on. So hi, everybody. So because I went ahead and deleted that other video, it probably won't show up for anybody who gets to watch this on the replay. I will reintroduce myself. I'm Marion. I grew up in California. I signed up to be a demonstrator in 2005 at the very last day of Sale-A-Bration. And then later that year, we moved to Southeast Texas, and about an hour south of Houston. So that's where we have been since then. And I tell you, Stampin' Up! Has been my saving grace. It has helped me make friends, meet new people, try new things. It's been a wonderful journey. And if you get the opportunity to sign up to be a demonstrator, I highly recommend it because I have learned so much from being a demonstrator. So as I said before, I brought my husband in to help me moderate and possibly translate because I guarantee you I am so tired. I am liable to call the soft seafoam green cardstock gorgeous grape. So he's going to help keep me on track. And then if he sees any questions in the comments or anything, he's going to ask the questions so that I can help answer them. Or if any of you catch an error that I make, please say something and it will help him because he doesn't really know all the names of all of the stamp sets, the dies, all of that stuff like we do. So help him out. He needs some help. So I'm going to flip this, and when I do, you're going to get a quick glance at him. So let me see here. I need to rotate my phone. You can't turn your phone while recording. Uh-oh, I did it wrong. So let me see if I can do it this way. You know, I'm usually going live in using Zoom as my, that's not going to work either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know, technology. It never works when you want it to. What's this? I'm so sorry, you guys. I thought I was better prepared for this. You know how you always think you're better? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. And look, you can see my messy desk. But I think this will work. You'll just... Yep, it was interrupted. I hit a button. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, has anybody else had worse things happen today? Because I'm telling you, this is not good. Okay, we're just going to make this work. We're just going to make it work because, you know, it's not a matter of if technology is going to go wrong. It's a matter of when. So I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. So I like to use the catalog as inspiration for my projects. Let's see, on page 18, we're actually going to work with Rainbow of Happiness. And this shaker card, now don't get excited, it's not exactly like this, but this shaker card told me I needed to make a shaker card. So that's what we're going to do this evening. So first of all, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the Brilliant, oh, I had it. It's in the tutorial, I promise you. The dies that come in the Rainbow of Happiness bundle, you're going to take the biggest die and you're going to take a piece of soft seafoam cardstock. This way. And you're going to go ahead and cut it out. Now, you'll save the little die cut pieces for another project later, but tonight this is what we're going to use. Then we're going to take the soft seafoam ink pad. And this guy right here, you know, I didn't show you the stamp set. I'm sure you've already seen it because Betty did a fantastic job with her presentation. She had samples of everything that gets cut out with the dies. She was fabulous. So if you missed Betty, please go back and watch her because she did an amazing job. So we're actually going to use this. It's not going to be perfect. As long as I'm in the screen, because I look like I'm in the screen. My husband's telling me, scoot it over, scoot it over. Okay, so this piece right here, this stamp right here with the lines, we're actually going to use that. You know, with as much as has been going on tonight, you wouldn't know that I've actually done this before. I could lie and say it's my first time, and you guys would take pity on me, I'm sure, but you know, you get used to doing things a certain way, and when you have to try something new, it's a little different. So anyway, I'm just randomly stamping these guys on here. And like I said, the sample in the book on page 18 is merely just for inspiration, and the inspiration was make a shaker card. So that's what we're doing. We're making a shaker card, but first we're adding a little bit of something to the card front so that it's not so plain. We don't want plain. We just want a little bit of a design. All right, so we've got that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually take the window sheet right here, and we're going to adhere it to the back. Now, whatever adhesive you decide to use, you just want to make sure that it doesn't go past the openings, because, you know, that gets to be a sticky mess. However, if you do, find some glitter and glitter it up, because you know what, I'm telling you, glitter covers a multitude of sins. Like, you could have a mistake on your card and you put glitter on it, and my glue is a little clogged up tonight, of course, because, you know, tonight's going to be everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I'm going to splurt it out here. Trying to, man, oh man. Well, you know, somebody had to have all of the, it was so smooth today that, you know, somebody had to have problems. So I'm trying to get that, there we go. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and, I think I finally got it. Nope, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Oh my Lord. I really apologize. Maybe I'm just showing you everything not to do. But I'm sure all of you have had this problem before, where your glue has gotten clogged up and won't come out. And of course, usually, except for the demonstrators on here, you're not on a live or in front of millions of people. So you watch, I'm going to get some glue on the outside. But what I'm going to do now is put the window sheet down. And because there is so much liquid adhesive, I'm going to be able to scooch this around to get it to right where I want. Now, when I do press on this, I want to kind of press the glue away from the opening and away from the edges, because I do have so much on here. I knew, yep, I'm going to have a little bit of extra over there, so I will have to find some glitter later to bling that up to make that less sticky. Okay, so there we have that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the foam adhesive strips, and we're going to go around all of the openings. So this is going to be, we need some, you know, some Jeopardy music, some, you know, some, what is it? Not only Jeopardy, but does Wheel of Fortune have music? Some waiting music? I probably should have done this ahead of time too. Okay. Get the next one. There we go. Now, because these strips are so thin, you are going to have to be very meticulous when you do it, so you don't see the foam on the front of the card.
Yeah. Cheryl James writes a ask the question, your grandbaby wore you out?
Yeah, imagine that. Evidently they do that. They suck the life out of you. You know, it's like, you really should be a grandparent when you're 20.
I think all those energy drinks like Monster and those things, the Red Bull, they should be just called toddler.
Yeah, right? I think it would be a better name than, say, Red Bull, for sure, because... And I know there's other grandparents out there that will agree with me. It just seems like, oh my goodness, the amount of energy they have, where does it come from?
Well, there's a reason why you have kids when you're young.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't that the truth? You have them young because... Yeah, these ladies, God bless them for wanting to, you know, have a baby when they're 60. I could not do it. I'm only 53, and there's no way I could do raising a child at my age right now. So bless them for even attempting it. So, okay, so now we've got all of those on there like that. And... let's see here. Go ahead and do that one. And you want to make sure that you get all of, if any of you've done shaker cards, you know you need to get them so there's no gaps, because if you have gaps, then the shaker pieces will come out. I call them sprinkles. I know that's probably not the technical name because, you know,
they're not edible.
They're not edible. You're right. They're not. And you know, some of you know, Stampin' Up! Actually came out with some sprinkles they called sprinkles. I think somebody actually even tried one. I'm not kidding. Okay, so we have all of these. And the reason why we went ahead and did the foam adhesive strips through all of the centers is so that you put your sprinkles in each one, because if you don't, all of your sprinkles are going to come to the bottom, and that's pretty much where they're going to sit. So this way it makes them it just makes it a little bit more fun so they're not all settled in one place. So I'm also using the foam strip for the rest of this card front because I want it all to be the same. I don't know if you know this, but the dimensionals that come on the sheets, you know, our little octagon ones, they're a different height. So if you used those instead of these guys here, you would have some wonkiness, or it would just be different because that's the way you wanted it to be.
Beverly says, "Good job, Marianne, with getting those thin strips on there perfectly."
Thank you. We'll find out how perfectly they are. We haven't turned it over yet. So I have a confession to make. I don't have currant sprinkles. The only currant sprinkles I have are these wonderful flowers. And these will work. But I also wanted some sequins. So we're going to have a little bit of a combination. So get whatever sprinkles you have in your stash, because I know you got some. And just go ahead and use those. Throw a flower in there. Whatever you have that will go with your colors that you have decided on, and use them. I really like these. These are the, no, that can't be right. It says it's the iridescent sequin mix, but I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Somebody can tell me if they recognize these, what these are. Oh my goodness, what a day. What a day. I hope you guys have had a fantastic day. I hear that the East Coast and the West Coast had fantastic weather. We here in Southeast Texas had windy, very windy weather. So it was a good day to be inside here. So kind of a little jealous of those on the East and the West Coast. Fun fact, so I'm not an early riser. Of course, the grandbaby is, but you know all children are, right? At least when they're young. I'm not an early riser, but I can actually get up at the same time as my friends in California when they're getting up at 6 and I'm getting up at 8. So it's the only way. Or if I'm getting up at 7 and it's 5 o'clock there, that's the only time I'm going to be able to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. If it's Pacific time and I'm in Central time. Okay, so I think I have a good amount of sprinkles there. And I'm going to use those. I am going to find some of these little flowers. The big flowers work too. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of those in. Just to make it fun, because, you know, rainbows and rain, they bring flowers. Making sure those flowers are flipped over so that the pretty side is showing, because once I put the backing on, the designer paper, it's not going to be able to flip. So, and then I could even pull out my pick a tool. Take your pick tool and flip it over like that. Make sure all my flowers are face down. They are. All right. Put these guys away so I don't spill them, because you know what'll happen. It's like water or a liquid drink and a box of sprinkles or glitter will go flying. So in my sample and in the tutorial, you're going to notice that I actually used, for that, I used the polka dots. But tonight, I decided I wanted to use the rainbows. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to take all of the backing off of all of these, being careful not to fling my sprinkles everywhere. So does anybody watch Jeopardy? Do you have an opinion about Maya Bialik being the new host? I hear some people love her, some people tell her not to mess with tradition. I really don't have an opinion.
Oh yeah, the latest thing people are upset about is she's been calling the first round of Jeopardy, which is just Jeopardy, known as Jeopardy in the past, she's starting calling it Single Jeopardy.
Ah, yeah. Don't mess with tradition, man. We know what we like. So, somebody watch Jeopardy? They've been on, we've been watching a little bit of it with the college championships. Is that what it is?
Right.
Okay, so now I'm going to take my designer paper, making sure that I'm not going to overhang anywhere, and put it on here like so. Yay, we have a shaker card. Look at, oh my gosh, would you look at how pretty that is? I love it when it comes together. So now I'm going to use the polished pink, I almost said polished lipstick. I tell you, that lovely lipstick that we had a year or so ago, love that color. Kind of sad that it went. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the liquid adhesive. So do you have a way that you like using your adhesive? Most of the time I do a square and then a one slash. I noticed Heidi went back and forth. Do you have a way that you use your liquid adhesive that you do it all the time? I find that I thought everybody did it with the square, and come to find out, nope, not everybody does. So, you know, with the liquid adhesive, a little bit really does go a long way, but if you get enough on there, you get that wiggle room, just like we did with the when we put the window sheet on. You know what? Actually, where I thought the adhesive was gonna flow out, it didn't do that. So yay! So happy. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and this is from the, is it Totally Tags or Terrific Tags? Help me out. Who knows what this is called?
Don't ask me.
Can anybody help Warren out? He needs help. He doesn't know what it's called. He's supposed to be helping me here. So there's our saying with the Memento ink, black.
So far, Beverly loves it, and Heidi says, so cute.
It is so cute.
Makes great with Lisa. So cute.
Thank you, you guys. You guys
so
are awesome.
cheerful.
Yeah, amazing. After a whole day of, here we go. I'm looking for, so this little guy right here, This is actually the 2021-2023 in color shimmer paper. I like to use the adhesive sheets anytime I'm using any kind of like detail die cuts, and this is one of those. So you just have to remember to put it on before you cut it out. And of course, this is actually from leftover shimmer vellum that I had from a previous project. So I'm gonna, the other thing you want to keep in mind too, whenever you're using the vellum, even with the adhesive, well, especially with the adhesive sheet, you want to burnish it really good so that it gives it, it flattens out the die cut a little bit, but then it also, you know, so it gives it a chance to stick to it. So in the instructions, I say, you know, use about 3 to 4 inches or 3 to 3.5 inches of this sheer ribbon, this gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. But honestly, if you leave it on the roll and feed it through, and of course I said feed it front to back, and I showed you from back to front. But if you leave it on there, then you don't have to kind of guesstimate. You can just that eyeball it, and that looks good. In fact, that might be a little too big. I'll go a little bit smaller. Okay. So now this is actually from the Simply Elegant trim. This is the gold. And I'm just going to, because I didn't tie a knot in the gorgeous grape ribbon, I'm going to use the gold trim to tie it, to make it tight like that. So I want to tell you another quick fun tip, or quick tip, or just a tip. So I have at least 2 pairs of paper snips. I have one that I use strictly for paper, and I have a pair that I use just for ribbon, because if there's any sewers in the group, you know that once you use scissors on paper, it actually dulls the scissors and makes it less sharp for ribbon and fabric. So to identify which one is which, I actually put some ribbon on my ribbon scissors. This also helps to not only me, because I have the memory of Dory. If you don't know that about me, it's true. But it also helps those that come over and craft with me to know which scissors are for paper and which scissors are for ribbon. Okay, so there's our tag. We can put our ribbon aside. We can use our mini dimensionals, or you can use regular dimensionals. It's really up to you which dimensionals you want to use on the back of this little tag. The regular dimensionals will work just fine. So we're going to take that off. Oops. Anybody see? Yeah.
Heidi says, okay, are the paper snips back in stock already? I'm feeling lame for having fabric shears instead of a second pair of, I can't see the rest of it, paper shears.
Paper snips?
Snips for the ribbon.
You know, that is a very good question, and I could definitely check that out for you. But I don't know. Yeah, that seems like such an odd thing to be out of stock, right? Okay, so the next thing, we've got our card, right? And let's do some clouds, because with the Rainbow of Happiness, there are cloud dies.
Oh, Cheryl says, yep, they are.
Oh, yay! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, everybody's sound is gone, it looks like.
Yeah, the screen came on and said it was low power. Let me see if I can make this. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
I'm on low battery. I don't know how much longer I've got here. I am so sorry.
It's back.
It's back. Okay, good. Okay. I don't have much time. So what happened was the low battery announcement came up on my phone. So I'm going to have to hurry.
If I can do something.
Well, the problem is going to hit that button if I tighten it, and the cord wants to make it too heavy. So we'll just make the best of it. I'm already at 30 minutes, so it's okay. I'm almost done anyway. I'm just putting some mini dimensionals on these clouds. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them on in different places. I feel like this card could use some bling, but then I also didn't want to take away from the sprinkles that are in the card either. So, so as you can see, this is not like the catalog at all, except that it's a shaker card. But I just love using the catalog as inspiration, and those who have been around long enough can remember the days when Stampin' Up! Charged for the catalogs, because they used it as an idea book. And so here's the original one. Whoops, here's the original one, pretty close to the same. I didn't mess it up too badly. This card, so first I'm going to start with this one. So you remember when Betty did her sponging, where she did all the sponging on the right side and she kind of lined it up with the edge? Well, I actually did the opposite. And the funny thing is we didn't know each other had done this. Like, I had come up with this design several weeks ago, and Betty and I just met literally today. Maybe on Wednesday. I think we met on Wednesday. So basically what you do is you take the negative, just like what Betty did, but you flip it over. And you use some washi tape to tape it down. And just like Betty did with putting in the inserts back in when you're sponging a different color, you do the same thing. The only difference is that mine's on the left. And then I completed the rainbow with the die cut pieces from the 4 colors of cardstock. And then you're not going to be able to see this, but there is some Wink of Stella on the rainbow bands. So this next one, I kind of was inspired by Lisa Frank. I just went crazy with the color on the background. And these clouds are actually from the Give It a Whirl die set, because I did this before I got the cloud punch, because I was like, I don't need the cloud punch. It comes with clouds. I've got clouds with Give It a Whirl. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good punch. So here is another idea. This was actually inspired from the catalog, and this one was an almost straight case from page 9 of the mini. So we have that, but I kind of juiced it up a little bit. I added some cloud sponging. I used the cloud base from the Basic Borders die set that Betty had also used on her cards, but I used it as a sponging template, and I used my blending brushes. So basically you can see that the clouds are the same designer paper. There's vellum in here. The colors are the same. I even added some clouds down here with that Basic Borders die. So, and then here's an envelope right here. So, you know what we're going to do? Because I do want to do an envelope, because we shouldn't have naked envelopes. So we're going to go until my phone dies. Okay, so if you lose me, you're going to know that my battery is dead. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and do this, because I am going to go in blazing. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. And, you know, if we're going to have tech issues, let's just end it with tech issues, right? I mean, just go big or go home. So this is my envelope. I'm starting with Bermuda Bay. And then I'm going to go to Pool Party. This needs to go faster. I feel like there's seconds on the clock with the bomb, and it's about to go off any moment. This is Daffodil Delight. Polished Pink is going to be our next color. And I kind of pulled these from this right here, this piece of designer series paper, which the Sunshine and Rainbows designer series paper is actually a celebration item. So if you get this bundle, I believe it's enough to be able to get celebration rewards. And if not, you could throw on some dimensionals, throw on an ink pad, get a clear block, anything like that. So now I used this one, and I used Bermuda Bay. There we go. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but you know what? It's okay. It doesn't have to be my favorite. As long as it looks good, I bet you somebody else will love it. So there you go. There's that. Again, use that basic borders die to create a cloud border or cloud designs for sponging on your envelopes and your cards. Don't be afraid to get inky with it, and use all those pieces from the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. Ladies, I am so glad you stuck it out with me, because it has been an adventure tonight. So thank you so much. I know we have another presentation, at least one more, maybe two more tonight. I'm looking forward to getting me a glass of wine, sitting down and watching the rest of it. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you're here. Have a great night.